Hello, Martine. Well, I just discovered that you can't do a selfie on the video and then go to panorama. So I'll say, hello, how are you? Tuesday already. Hope you're good. So I'm just wandering around the garden update. I'm making this video as much for you as it is for me. I just put seaweed feed on the melons and zucchini and delicata, and it's a bit smelly. Fish and seaweed emulsion. It's very good. I'm just hooking this thing up here. It is a very nice low potency fertilizer and all organic and all that stuff, and oh my goodness, it's smelly. So the Welsh perennial onions are coming into bloom, which I love. They're sort of like a combination of ornamental and actual onions that you can use, and I love the flower heads. They're very subtle. So this bed is actually doing pretty well. You can see that I'm actually engaged in real gardening, procrastinator as I am. I pulled out all of this old seeding kale. It's just a bit of a mess, and I felt guilty for leaving it in there, taking up so much space. So I'm going to dig out this soil a bit and put some new kale and arugula and collard greens in here. And I opened this up so it could get aired out, and it's a pleasure, a true thrill, speaking as a gardener, to see cabbage leaves, well, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts and cabbage that don't have holes in them. As soon as I opened this up, there was a cabbage butterfly in here. I'm sure they put out pheromones and stuff. Those bastards! Cursing at butterflies, that's what my life has come to. Anyway, we had garlic scapes for dinner last night, which were absolutely delicious. The garlic bed is doing really well. Oh, I love the fact that I've got a volunteer larkspur in here, and I'm trying to decide if I want to replant it or not. They don't replant well, but it's in a weird place. And of course the cilantro is blooming. A little blue butterfly. I think they're called blue, only they look blue when they have their wings open. And I don't know if I showed you this or not. I've got more delphinium growing in the back there, that feathery stuff, which is pretty cool. But look at this. I thought that this was a French field poppy, but it's not a French field poppy. I don't know what it is, but it's quite a substantial plant, and it's got lots and lots of buds on it. So that's kind of thrilling. I don't know, somebody maybe snuck some opium in here or something. Anyway, we cut the scapes yesterday. I don't know if there's one I can show you. We've got black-eyed Susan daisies volunteering in here. Lots of volunteers. I think Mikhail was very thorough in picking the scapes. Oh, here are some babies right here. These garlic scapes. They're delicious. I always thought they were a bit too strong, so I sort of avoided them, but see how cool they are. You pick them when they're curly, because that's going to be the flower head, of course. And if you do that, the plant puts all its energy into creating the garlic bulb. So that'll be good, because then we'll have 8 million garlic bulbs. What family of 2 doesn't need that much garlic? Actually, I just finished this week, the last head of garlic from last year. So the potatoes are doing pretty well. I can hear the buzz of a pollinator. My fennel is doing pretty well. Ridiculous place for it, but there we go. That's where it is. So this is the neck of the woods in my garden that I'm working on today. Yes I do. I've got a little melon growing back there, which is quite nice. And these potatoes, I need to give them a talking to. They're getting a little out of hand. Just today, look, the cornflowers open, the nigella. Isn't that beautiful? I am just crazy about that blue. Absolutely crazy about it. Look at this blue. Isn't that gorgeous? It's just beautiful. Look at this view, by the way. Not too bad, eh? Ah, dear. Bear approaches or something. Last night I went out had to walk the dogs at about 10:30. And yip, there was a pack of coyotes howling in the driveway. I'm not as unnerved as I used to be. I used to be just freaked out, terrified. Now I'm a bit better, so I went back in and got a very large walking stick to walk the dogs last night. I took the parsley out of its cage, so it's looking pretty good. And we have basil coming in here. And look at this scabiosa and flowering sage. It's actually culinary sage, but it decided to flower. The beans are doing pretty well. And, oh my God, it smells really strongly, this stuff. Neptune's fish and seaweed fertilizer. Do you see that? Oh, man, that is smelly stuff. I remember spraying it all around in flower beds right outside the garden, and it was a really hot night and the air conditioning wasn't working, and I had to open the windows and the whole house smelled like dead fish. It was pretty funny. These beautiful, I love these so much. Wild flowers, can you imagine? I know all flowers are wild somewhere, but well, that's not true. Many of them are hybrids. But my God, the bees just go crazy on this stuff. The beans are doing pretty well, and the fugging fig has sprouted about 2 feet in 2 days. The fugging fug. Oh, I forgive it. It always looks so ugly in the winter, and then I think, oh, maybe it's died. Maybe it's my lucky year, and then of course it comes back. So we've got a few teeny little sprouts. Teeny, I think. Teeny, you see that? Can you see it? And teeny, and here, teeny, marjoram. So we'll see how that goes. But that was teeny a year and a half ago. You have to be patient. And it's looking pretty damn good right now. And I popped in some thyme. The eggplant got a bit chewed because it came from the nursery. I decided I was not going to start my own eggplant. And it came from the nursery with scale insects, so I have to give it some loving care, which is very annoying indeed. It's my favourite nursery. Tisk. Onions are looking okay. Okay. I know the path looks like it needs weeding, but actually it's parsley. Can you believe it? All this, and look at that gigantic patch of parsley back there. It's ridiculous. It's so funny. Last year, the woodchucks mowed down the parsley. I mean, just mowed it down. And they must have pooped out parsley seeds, because I have got parsley coming out of my ears. I just wanted to show you the orchard. I don't think you've been up here before. Mikhail mowed it about a week ago. And we've got lovely wildflowers that he mows around, which is really very nice. You see this? This is beautiful. This is called blue-eyed grass. And it's related to irises, apparently. And then we have a hawkweed back here that is so pretty. So actually this is Winnie territory back here. Winnie and Nels. It's their secret spot. They dig holes, they pounce, they sit and wait. Keeps them busy for days on end. This is a persimmon tree, which is pretty groovy. Anyway, I see poison ivy. I've got to do something about that. Anyway, let's see what else. The rhubarb is flowering, which we have to cut back. And looks like it's okay. Oh, look at these. Another wildflower. Alpina aquilegia. This is a single of the double that you have. And actually the comfrey's looking pretty good. I have to cut it back though. Because it's only in a tiny pot. And we have feverfew coming in. This is another wildflower. And the parsnips. The parsnips are going to seed, which is great. I'll take seeds and then I'll compost them. And look at the size of these leaves. These are horseradish leaves. And there's a pot of horseradish in there, which makes exceptionally good Bloody Marys. It's a pain in the ass to do because you have to pound it and grind it and pound it and grind it and then brine it and pickle it, and by the end of it you really need a Bloody Mary. Anyway, so chards, these are the bright light chards that are coming up, which are pretty good, and the melons in the back. Tiny, tiny little tomatoes. They will have their growth spurt. The peas are looking good, but they have not given one single flower. But they are in the Leguminosae family, so they are contributing nitrogen to the soil, which is always handy. And look at this. This is my favourite view in the garden at the moment. You just have to look. Isn't this crazy? Look at that. That is so pretty. I love, love, love those blue nigella and the mauve of the chives and the digitalis foxglove is coming in, and it just looks so pretty. That arch over the garden gate is absolutely smothered with rosebuds. It is going to be insane in about another week. Anyway, I have to go and track down Nellie and Winston. Mikhail's inside doing something significant, building a kitchen island or something, putting up a light fixture, I think he is actually. The peppers are doing okay, and I've got some rosemary. This is oregano here. And I've got more peppers. I stopped by somebody's house today to pick some pepper seedlings up, which was nice, and it was funny. They had this enormous sort of like play structure for chickens. They sell eggs, so they have nice, big, fresh brown and blue eggs. They're really lovely. And they probably have about 30 chickens or something. And their chicken hutch would cover this whole garden, and it has like ramps and hidey holes and, cafes. And I mean, it was just really hilarious. It's like one of those toys that you buy for your dog to increase its brain power. Well, let me tell you, they got some smart chickens at their house. It was pretty funny. Anyway, so there's the garden. I hope you're doing well. Hope you are doing more than well. I had some thoughts about your Hashimoto, so next time I talk to you, we'll talk about it, if you're in the mood. If not, that's fine too. Okay, nice to see you, although I haven't seen you. I saw you quite vividly in my head. Bye.